started in a vastus, wind up in a sartorius. It brings it around so the right heel gets above the big toe. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you're in this position with your legs, now we have to start the action of the hands, you see. Now, the action that starts the hands down is bicep, is a tricep, extension of the elbow, understand? Now, the tricep is on the back side here.
Mm-hmm.
Look like a loaf of bread behind the arm, you see?
Up there.
Now, that tricep extends, and the bicep folds. That's,
right.
Yeah.
Bicep, tricep.
Yes. But when you come down like this, you don't come forward to your chest. Watch this. My hands never get forward until they. I'll stop that.
Want to stop for a second, or can we get going? Okay.
When you start down, as you shift, it's a coordinated action of all the joints that's involved in the swing. And you're not just moving one, you're moving everything in a synchronous manner.
Mm-hmm.
So we up here, you shift and you of the elbow by the extension of the tricep. See, and maintaining the angle of the humerus bone of the left arm. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's basically going to control the plane of the shot. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, I would like to have you go through in a slow motion deal. We're going to start from the address position. That club is a short club, so we won't hit the ceiling. We won't hit one another. Now, he's going to do.
Okay, we start from a erect position.
Erect position.
Now you just take the club into the hand.
No, don't put the right hand on until you get
yeah,
it.
and then we're going to let the weight of the club set the wrist.
Set the wrist. Now you can put your right hand on it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now
now we're not going to be going down to the ground.
See, the distance from the end of that stick to the abdomen here is at least a hand span, not a width of the hand, but a hand expand to allow the right side to turn underneath your elbows. You're swinging your elbows over the right side. I understand. You're hitting the ball off the right side. You address off the left side, but you hit off the right side.
Yeah, the whole golf swing is literally a side stroke.
And the club's always behind you until the release of the pendulum.
Boom.
And the release comes from the extension of the elbow, and it snaps the hand. This hand action is a secondary action. It's not the primary action, but it is so prime to the distance because it controls the speed of the pendulum action. Okay?
Mm-hmm. So you want me to try to make a slow motion swing?
Yeah, slow motion picture at near.
Okay.
You do it at frontal, then do a side, okay?
Okay, ready?
Yeah, now do it now. See how this shaft is on the inside of this head. Yeah. Now, keep that elbow extended. Yeah, don't relax the tricep.
Mm-hmm.
Relax it, you'll get a little bend in that. Now, when you start down, understand, that left hip is the engine of the start of the downswing. All right, now the hand goes on into left on this. Now the flex the elbow, keep side turning, and you're finishing balance on the left leg. And the hands will be at least higher than your head, not this idea of swinging around your shoulders like these people get up there dropping. They're relaxing the right elbow too quick, and they cut off the energy into the thing.
Yeah, it's swinging away from the left side.
Yeah, you see, you're turning
Oh.
from behind you to the side of you to the ahead of you. So that is called the wheel axle form of motion, you see.
You know, something that is a real good little visual aid is, let's take this and explain the neck and where the shoulders would be, and
Well,
how
what-
this would work as far as a...
Well, what I want to show you is that every spoke is connected to the rim and the hub. So many people want to swing only a part, and it's got to work together.
Mm-hmm.
It's a coordinated action. Now, this is called the wheel action. You have a wheel and you have an axle. You have a spine, you have a shoulder, you have a hip. It isn't a single action in a golf swing. The hips have got to do the same thing, but they're limited because the shoulders has another joint. It's called a gliding joint. It's not a socketed joint, so it allows you to get more out of your shoulders than out of the hips. But they have to work synchronized. It's like two wheels, your shoulder wheel and your hip wheel. Most people swing the club, they only turn the shoulders, and they spin in a single action instead of a compound. There has to be a shift of weight to swing on one leg, understand? But if you try to swing on two legs, you get crossed. The legs get crossed, and the out of balance work that way. Understand?
Well, you're talking about if you kept your balance of weight on 2 feet like this, as opposed to shifting from one foot to the other foot.
No, you have then an axis from your feet until the top of your head.
Well, explain, okay, now, if we took this wheel and axle,
Yeah.
okay, now this, let's just say this would be our spine,
Yes.
and we inclined it
Now
over,
that's the adjust position.
right, like if I stood here and I bent over, it'd be like that.
But it do the crimping in of the left side, the caving in of the left side, and convexing the right. This wheel would work this way instead of that way.
Yeah, and what you're talking about when you do that, I mean, like if I tried to turn, then the wheel would go up, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you do it. You see.
It'd go up
If you
this
try-
way.
If you work your hips horizontal instead of one down and one up.
Yeah, it'd be like this. So if I took my left arm like this, and that would be the base of this here.
That's it. That's
and
it.
if I tried to turn first, the first movement would be, it would go that way.
It become a horizontal deal. Because then
As opposed to,
Yeah.
now this would be swinging
Yeah.
level to the angle of the
you're
dress.
locking out actions that are very important for power and also control.
But one of the things, like if you took this wheel, is the hand, it sits on the, say if it works independently.
That's the only thing. It's just like you have a wheel. You're into your left arm. You have the hand, but you have what we call an action, a fulcrum.
Mm-hmm.
That's your wrist. But if you lock your hand to the arm, you don't have that 180-degree semicircle. 90 to the back,
Like
back to
this.
0, and 90 ahead.
This would be the club
It's like
on the
this.
hand, and so it starts off here, and
Yeah.
what we're going to do is, we're going to get it in line with that
Take
width.
and turn your wheel like that, and let it go on up.
Yeah.
And turn it and let it come on down. Understand?
Mm-hmm.
You see, you have a common plane. And if you raise, or what we call, this is flexion, see,
So it would never actually break above that.
and then you
It
don't
always
have a plane.
breaks
you
behind
have
it.
two planes, see.
Right.
Yeah, the club will never be on plane. It's amazing you people hit a ball. But because they come down like they happen to hit somewhere and it bounces into it, it isn't accurate. Understand?
But you're talking about letting the weight of the club set the wrist.
yeah, instead of you bending on it, it'll overdo it. And you'll feel a grinding.
But this way it's always in line
of
with
the joints. If you just let it come that way, you don't feel like, it's carpal, metacarpal, see, the phalanges. If you do it this way, you feel it right here on this part of the metacarpal, the carpal here. But if you don't do that, you see it feels equal between the radius and on the bone. Like it feels free.
Mm-hmm. It stays in line.
At the age of 6, I learned that.
Mm-hmm.
I had one golf lesson in my life, a fellow named Callahan on the Isle of Guernsey, where I was living,